Hey everyone, Dr. James Stirrett here. Today, we are going to be talking about the number one question: should you fast while you're on Semaglutide, Ozempic, Wegovy for maximum weight loss? So I'm going to be diving into that and then sharing 3 actionable tips on how you can implement fasting to really get yourself a good result without really damming things up, without causing problems and freaking out your body and slowing weight loss down ultimately. This is going to be a little bit more of an advanced training, something we'd give to a one-on-one client or patient. And if you are at all interested in getting expert level care, doctor-led care in terms of your weight loss journey, helping with GLP-1s, hormone balance, and functional lab work, that's what we specialize in. So if you're interested in that type of care, go ahead and click the link down below to apply. Now, let's jump into this training because I think it will help you if you're out on your own. The lay of the land is that a lot of people are just being prescribed these GLP-1s with zero guidance. This is the type of stuff that can make a big difference for you along with your Ozempic or Semaglutide or GLP-1 journey. Let's jump in. Now for starters, I want to answer the question, should you fast while you're on Semaglutide? Most of the research that I've seen out there says that fasting plus GLP-1 medications together is like a magic combination and will help you lose weight faster. However, I have not seen that to be the case clinically, and there is a bit of a sweet spot that we want to go into. What I have seen clinically is so many people that come to me on a moderate dosage of Ozempic or Semaglutide, and they are fasting it out and not seeing results. There's a number of reasons why this can happen. Fundamentally, what are we trying to achieve here by implementing fasting with Semaglutide? Semaglutide by itself just makes insulin receptors more sensitive, so your body does not need to produce as much insulin, okay? Simply put, this will help regulate blood sugar while you're on the med, all right? It also makes you a little bit less hungry, carb control, impulse control improves. Now, along with this, fasting, like what are the benefits of fasting? Well, one of them, namely, is to decrease your insulin output. We'll see that while someone is fasted. Now, the problem is the longer that you fast, the more effective that response is. And one of the reasons I think that the longer people fast, so longer fast may not be as effective with GLP-1s. For some people, granted, you might be out there being like, no way, I fast all the time. I fast for 18 hours and I take a GLP-1 and it's been effective. Good for you. That's awesome. But that is not what I've seen clinically with my patient population. What I believe is happening is that the GLP-1 medication is lowering that insulin, and then somebody that is doing a prolonged fast, it's also lowering insulin, and it's causing some turmoil in blood sugar control, very similar to what you might see in somebody that's over-exercising, just overdoing it, like cardio 3 hours a day status, right? These are the types of individuals that end up not losing weight, and you're like, okay, they're at a calorie deficit. They're working out a ton. They're expending a ton of energy. Why aren't they losing weight? And usually it's because the body is shocked. Your body's, what the heck are you doing to me right now? You're starving me. I want to hold on to calories because you're freaking starving me here. And it's funny to put it like that, but physiologically, that's what can happen. Especially the people, I think people in middle age are going to be more geared towards this because of hormone imbalance. So how do we handle this and still implement fasting in an effective and safe way? What I would recommend and what I see work best is implementing some of our, what we call in our clinic, non-negotiables. The first fasting principle that will help you lose weight is implementing a 12-hour fast every day. Now that sounds like a lot of hours, but really what that looks like is cutting your calories off at 8 p.m., going to sleep at whenever you go to bed, hopefully getting a good night's rest, waking up the next morning, and not eating again until 8 a.m. Just implementing this alone, it cuts out all the calories that might be consumed while you're watching Netflix from 8 to 10. And being on the Semaglutide gives you extra impulse control. It gives you extra willpower to not eat the chips, to not have that bowl of ice cream, to not have that glass of wine during that time frame. There's a lot of empty calories that people typically consume there, and usually people are consuming more than they think. So that alone can contribute to somebody losing quite a bit of weight and being much more successful while on a GLP-1 med. Tip number 2 really has to do with this concept of breaking your fast first thing in the morning. Let's say it's 8 a.m. with coffee. So because of the keto diet and bulletproof coffee, a lot of patients, I'd say 9 out of 10, are doing like coffee and creamer. and when they first come to see us, and they're not really eating anything after that. Or they'll eat something very minimal, like a piece of toast, a cup of coffee, or just coffee on an empty stomach, and then go about their day until 11 or 12. It can cause a significant amount of cortisol imbalance over time, and cortisol damage or damage to the adrenal glands. It can be reset, but this is going to predispose you towards slowing your metabolism down and gaining weight going forward. Instead of having a cup of coffee by itself or with creamer, which if you know me, you've seen my channel, dairy can be a problem in my experience when paired with semaglutide because of that digestive inflammation that I believe is occurring. What I would do instead is simply have a high protein breakfast, even if it's small, protein shake, anything, eggs, whatever meshes with your body, make sure that it's high in protein alongside your coffee, or wait to have your coffee until after that. And that will actually gear your adrenals as well as your blood sugar to bring a little bit more stability going into the morning. This will also help you prevent a crash in the afternoon later on. When you finally do add the calories, a lot of times people will notice that they'll eat and feel tired after that. So that is step number 2. Tip number 3 when it comes to fasting, this is going to be like the cardinal sin. And the cardinal sin is this concept of where somebody wakes up, eats breakfast or a small breakfast, maybe like a piece of toast in their coffee again, skips lunch entirely and does not eat until dinner. And it's this thought of, hey, I'm trying to lose weight, so I want to reduce calories. I'm going to have a small breakfast, and I'm going to only eat one meal at dinner. This is a huge no, and whenever we see this, it's the first thing we have to reverse, even if you're on semaglutide, because your body is going to be seeking blood sugar balance. Your insulin levels will already be lower. The best thing that you can do, in my opinion, is implement that 12-hour fast, and as soon as you decide to eat, you need to stay in that fed state. I would eat every 4 hours until 8 p.m. again, and keep them high protein meals, low-ish carbs, not no carb. And that way, when it's all said and done, you lose the weight, you decide to come off the semaglutide. Ultimately, you're able to eat some carbs without gaining all your weight back. This is a philosophy that has literally helped hundreds of people at our clinic lose weight. And I know that if you implement it or come to this with an open mind, that you will likely see success as well. If you're feeling stuck, even if you try these things and you're still feeling stuck, it could be a dosage issue, it could be a hormone issue. There's probably some other inflammatory things that are out of balance. And I do recommend that you find a doctor like myself to have functional lab work done and get assessed correctly so you can go about weight loss the right way. Until next week, guys, good to see you. And I look forward to this year. Take care.